You will have to make up for the smallness of your size by your courage and selfless devotion to duty. For it is not life that matters, but the courage, fortitude, and determination you bring to it. These are the famous words said by the founder of Pakistan, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And following these qualities of courage and determination is my next guest today on Mindset Matters, who started a journey 9 years back in order to paint a soft image of Pakistan over here in Australia. The journey he started 9 years back is called Meri Pehchan Pakistan. My identity is Pakistan. And today, that journey has flourished into different non for profit philanthropic works within Australia and in Pakistan, engaging community in different cultural functions in order to have a soft image of Pakistan projected onto the other communities. Sayyid Atif Fahim, thank you very much for being on the show and welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much, Ahmed, for taking me live.
Thank you. Great. So, Atif, uh, for this, I know that you've answered these questions a lot of time that, okay, what is the backstory? How did it start and everything? But I want to have a different perspective to it or ask a different question to this.
Mhm.
When you started Meri Pehchan Pakistan 9 years back, how did you envision the impact that this program is going to have, and how is it going to impact the perception of Pakistan?
That's a really good question. And as you mentioned, I share a story with people that why did I decided to start doing something like this. Uh, and I will be quick because obviously you may have heard this before, but there was an opportunity for me to actually come up on stage 9 years ago and share where you belong to or what is your background. And that was the moment when I realized that if I just come up on a stage and say straight away that I'm from Pakistan, people may have a different impression of me. And I was not confident about saying just say as is that I'm from Pakistan. And the reason was obviously that at that time, 9 years ago, there was Malala incident, there was OVL incident, and all those things happening. And the only people in Australia or the world, people knew Pakistan was through that identity, which is not the real identity of Pakistan. And that is when I decided that this is not what Pakistan is. And I also researched at that time and found out that there are a lot of great facts about Pakistan, which should be the identity of Pakistan and which should be that we should tell people. And I prepared my presentation and obviously delivered it to, and then people actually realized, okay, this is Pakistan. We go to Himalaya, okay, this is Pakistan, or all those things, which people may be thinking that that is somewhere else. But when they were told that this is Pakistan, and they realized at that time, answering to your question, that what I had in that mind at that time, I think it was just a thought initially that, okay, I need to probably start doing good. That was the thought. We didn't know that we will probably do it for like next 9 years, 10 years or more. We didn't know that how much impact it is going to make, but at least what I thought at that time that I will start from myself. I will start saying confidently that Meri Pehchan Pakistan or Pakistan is my identity. So this is where it started.
No, awesome, Atif. Awesome, awesome that 9 years ago you had this thought. And when 9 years ago all these incidents were happening, the Malala incident and all those incidents were there, and that might have created uh, some sort of a mindset for you. So in that time and from that time coming to this time, how did you maintain the positive mindset? Because I know we had a lot of ups and downs globally as well,
Yeah.
considering there was COVID. So how do you maintain this positive mindset, considering that you are taking a very big step in order to paint a softer image of Pakistan? And this initiative, and like you said, that you didn't know that 9 years ago how it is going to be. Now it has become such a large initiative, mashallah. And how do you maintain such sort of a positive mindset during this?
I think that comes from what you wanted to do, or what is your objective, what is your vision. So keeping always so obviously, as I said, like we started with just a thought, but obviously by the way, when we kept doing this thing, we built up, we evolved from that thought to an organization. And that obviously involved what is our vision? What do we want to do? Do we just want to probably celebrate the 14th August as everybody does that? Or is there a meaning to that? Is there a purpose to that? So we came up with a purpose, and that purpose was that we wanted to empower our Pakistani community here in Australia, especially the children, youth, and empower them in a way so that they can connect, they can learn about Pakistan and be proud of. And secondly, obviously, every event, every organization has the capability and has generate some funds doing through these activities. We would use those funds to help the people back in need. So that's the vision statement for us, and always keeping that in mind. That's the most important thing. Throughout this journey, obviously there have been many years, days where we had faced a lot of challenges. There are always challenges when you are doing something good. You need to face challenges, and that actually builds your organization or yourself actually. So, for example, I'll share one example with you. A couple of years back, we announced our event in 2020 COVID time. And the COVID, I think, started around March, April, if I remember correctly. And obviously things started shutting down. This event, which happened in August, we start planning and actual working 3 months before the event. So obviously we were as planned. We started working on it starting from the April and May. And that was the time when COVID was, cases were increasing. Every day we were hearing on the news that, okay, now we have higher number of cases, and these are the areas affected. These are the areas where are locked down. And we really wanted to continue doing our effort. It's not just a matter of doing the event, but we wanted to actually not stop. And we were already in the preparation and planning mode of this thing. And we had the hope that, okay, by the time of August, things will be clear. So we obviously the vaccinations are coming, the people are government is doing good things, locking down and everything. So things will be contained. And by the time we reach August, we will be good. So we obviously had the sponsors engaged, we had the performers, our children who needed to participate. Everybody was planned and everything was done. What happened was that, I think if I remember correctly, June, July was the worst time in the COVID at that time,
Yeah,
that year.
we can't
And
forget that.
yeah, it was really bad and everybody faced that. But obviously, as we hoped that by August things will be normal, that was not the case. What happened at that time was obviously we could not do a public event. Everything was closed down. No venues were available, even though we had the venue booked in. But obviously, we were not allowed to do the event with 300 people. And you can imagine that by that time, with the relaxations coming out of the lockdowns, in August, we were at a stage where you were only allowed to have or visit family members or people
Mm.
and not have more than 5 or 6 people at a time in one place. So that
Yeah.
was okay. We didn't want to get this 14th August day just go by and accept or say, okay, because of that, we could not do the event. So what we did at that time, we changed our medium from doing a physical event to online event. And what we did is I remember now that there are 2 years event of two of our events were impacted because of that. One year, the 2019, when it started, we did completely online. So that means like we had our singers come online through this Zoom, like the same way as we are now. And obviously they performed through that. The kids performed through that. The audiences were obviously the whole world watching the Zoom session or StreamYard at that time. So we had to change the ways of working and bringing everything back in this box of the screen, and still keeping the hope that once we are out of this lockdown state, we can actually do the real event. So that was 2019. But next year, 2020, still we were not good. And at that time, there was some permission that you can only gather 5, 6, 7 people in at a time. And this is when what we did, we invited selected people. So there was a lot of planning happened because we did an online show at our place, our home, and we invited different guests at different times, keeping in mind that we cannot go over like 6 people, if I remember correctly, or 7 people at a time in the home. And obviously there were people who were coming to our home, in the studio, in our home, and we did a show, 1 hour, 2 hour show from our home. So the moral of the story, or the what is at that if you are committed to doing something, and you want to do something positive, you will find the ways, and you need to adapt to the current situations that are at the moment.
Mm. Oh, very awesome, Atif, and I really liked what your uh, end goal is exactly. Your end goal is actually to present a softer image of Pakistan as to what happened when you were asked to come up on stage 9 years back. And the other thing, which is very beautiful, is the the proceeds that come through your initiative and the functions you organize. Those actually go back for all the philanthropic work that is being done, and that is your end goal. And once you have that goal, you adapt to that and you adapt the situation accordingly, because humans are adaptable, we are flexible. Okay,
Yes.
and if we have one set goal, the long term goal, that what we have to do, we do anything to achieve it. And kudos to you actually, because I've been to your events and those are massive, and it's one of a kind of an event which actually brings in a lot of Pakistani culture, that children over here who are being brought up over here, the Pakistani children, or who are born over here, they get familiarized with that. Okay, who are our leaders? What are the states of Pakistan? Okay, this is our culture. That's awesome, man. This is one of the things that you mentioned, is to empower the children as well, with all of, and give them the knowledge for the the things that happen in Pakistan, the culture of Pakistan. So, how do you believe that how participating in these programs affects the mindset and confidence of the children involved?
No, that's a pretty good question. Basically, so this is program or event or the organization that we run actually works in 2 ways for the kids and building up their mindset. One is that uh, we are actually through this organization, we give them the opportunity, the children, the opportunity to come on a stage and share what they do. Basically, we are promoting the talent. So if a kid, youth member has the capability, let's say they can do the speeches, or they are good in speaking. This is an homely environment because all of us are Pakistani uncles and aunties,
Mm,
and coming up in front of them, you can present yourself uh,
mm,
more easier. And if you can build your confidence from here, then definitely you can go to the next higher levels for stage and present there or perform there with a higher confidence. So that's one thing that we definitely we believe that this organization or this platform does. And secondly, I will tell one more thing, Ahmed, by you,
mm,
that we also believe that the life is not always winning. It's not about always winning. Like, for example, if you are participating in some competition or anything, you cannot be always number one. You cannot be. You can be second number or third number. The point is that you need to learn how to come back, how to bounce back. So if you are not the winner of something, then that gives, so either you win it or you learn it. That's what I believe. So if
Mm,
you not win, you learn more. So that's the
mm.
opportunity that you can actually learn. You can understand what were your weaknesses, and then you can bounce back. So this is what most important thing I want our kids to learn. And if they build up this quality, this capability, then they can be number one at most of the places.
No, that's awesome that you are teaching or build. I won't say directly teaching, but indirectly you're through your program you are teaching resilience in children, which is great. And this is one of the qualities actually which helps in which does not help sorry which helps in the current and also in the future stages of their life as well, because these are some things, Atif, which which schools do not teach. Okay, so it's awesome that through your program you have this adopted inside it that helps children learn resilience. And coming back to that, uh, is about your program. Can you tell us anything in particularly which is innovative or unique that you have introduced that has created a significant impact?
Yes. So I believe on Ahmed Bhai, I believe on two things with regards to this organization and in generally life as well. One is that if you want to be ahead of the curve, ahead of others, uh, you need to have two things. One is that uh, come up with innovative ideas, because the people around you, if you are doing the same thing that they are doing, you're not different. You're same person or same. So you need to come up with something different, something better, something innovative to be ahead of them.
Mm.
Secondly, you need to put in the sincere efforts, hard work that will bring you to the ahead of everyone. So with these two ideas, obviously we have been actually coming up with a lot of different uh, creative programs in our event. So for example, the character parade, I will just mention one thing,
Yeah.
that this is an idea that we came up with 9 years ago. And throughout this journey, what we do is and this was the obviously the unique idea. Now a lot of people actually do the similar programs and they say it's character parade. But the idea that we follow is that pick up any Pakistani character, Pakistani personality, a legend who has become Pakistan's pehchan or identity, and then we advise or we help parents to make their child get up to match with that personality. And we also create a soundtrack, 30-second soundtrack. And that soundtrack need to be in a way that when that child come on the stage, you can, or 300 people sitting in the hall or 400 people, they can quickly recognize in 30 seconds that this is the person, this is the personality that this child is presenting. So it's a challenge. 30-second, you need to guess or you need to present what you are. And that was the most creative idea that we came up with at that time. And it is every year when we are building these characters and for the performance, there is a huge challenge to come up with something which fulfills all these three criteria to be able to be recognized. And so innovation is most important part of this event. And there are all the performances that we perform on the stage. They involve a lot of innovation and creative work.
No, that's very good because I've seen your programs and I really like the idea of character parade because that directly and indirectly both teaches a child about a certain
To learn about that
yeah,
personality.
to learn about that personality and how this personality represents Pakistan.
Yes.
And that's awesome actually. And that I think that's all over. That's from entertainment, that's from sports, politics,
Right.
everything. You cover a lot of industries, I would say, that represent Pakistan globally. And those characters that you bring, those are actually identity of Pakistan at a global stage. That's what
Yeah,
you're
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, awesome. So, Atabhai, this large initiative of yours, and I've seen your programs, and I've been there as well, and my children have also participated. It's a huge initiative, and there are many logistics as well involved. And kudos to your team, by the way. And for this to happen, how do you engage with local communities and ensure that they are also supporting and they are also involved in your initiatives?
Yeah, definitely. So there are different part of the community that we engage with through this event. Firstly, is obviously the our team itself. They are or we are also part of the community. Nobody is getting paid out of this, so everyone is involved, is doing because of their passion for Pakistan, for the
Mhm.
country, want to do good. So what I wanted to actually share that obviously engaging our community is our team is the very first part where you need to actually so what we do is that we engage them in a way, obviously having the same common goal or vision in mind, that this is what we this organization want to do, and if you align with that, let's come up and start working on this. And we put a lot of effort, like we, as I mentioned, that in August is the event, but we start working from May, June, July, May, June. So all through our 3 months, we do many practices of even the comparing or hosting. So the people who are on stage, performing on the stage on that day, they go through of 3 months or 2 months of hosting practice every weekend. We spend time together. We decide on each word that is spoken on the stage. What is that word? What does that meaning? What implication that can have? So all of lot of hard work that goes into that. So that is the very first part of the community that is engaged with us. Second is the community member whose children are participating in this. And your question is that how do we engage them?
Mm.
Uh, because Alhamdulillah, now we have a huge fan base, you can call it, on through the social media. We announced that this is the event happening, and obviously through the social media and a lot of contacts. So throughout this journey, we have built a lot of contacts, a lot of people who want to be part of this event. They want to their kids to involve and participate. There are a lot of people who are just waiting for the whole year that when this event comes in and they want to participate. Even before we open their participation date, they are reaching out to us and they know that we will be probably working on it. And they reach out to us and ask that, okay, we want to get involved. That's the second thing. Third is obviously the businesses who support, and because this is a not-for-profit organization, funds or that are needed to run this event, huge event, that comes from the businesses who are sponsored. And the best way is, or we are lucky in a way that we have a legacy, we have a record of or doing good events. So, for example, in the past 9 years, we have a track record of delivering the best quality event, although it's just one event that Meri Pehchan Pakistan does throughout the year, but that is the best event that they have witnessed throughout the years. And it's not, although it's hard in some cases because of the financial crisis and all those things happening and businesses being challenged, but convincing someone that this is something that you want to help is not difficult because they have seen things happening and they know that this is something that is positive and they should be part of.
Mm. No, you're very right, actually, because I would say this is a very fine product that you have created in terms of Meri Pehchan Pakistan, and it has already spoken about its value throughout the 9 years that you have done. And what I have seen during my stay over here in Australia, it has improved each and every year.
Yes.
And it has turned out to be a very fine product. And I don't think the sponsors uh, would actually ask you any second question in sponsoring this event because of the value it gives. First of all, empowering children, giving them knowledge about Pakistan. Secondly, I mean, all of the proceeds that you said go towards the philanthropic work, and that's awesome actually. And uh, talking about empowering children and empowering the people, one part of Meri Pehchan Pakistan is presenting the softer image of Pakistan through your program that happens on during August between the 10th to the 14th, any day. How do you what is your plan to continue fostering a positive mindset in the next generation of Pakistanis? Because, considering all the influence of social media and the news we have and there, how do you plan to continue doing this?
I think, Ahmed bhai, you know as well that because of the social media and all those challenges that Pakistan is facing at the moment, it is very difficult, not for the youth, for adults as well, for Pakistani community as well, to keep a positive mindset. I've seen a lot of people because of these challenges, because we have been hit by these massive challenges, a lot of things happening at the moment, financial issues and all those things. People are, and last year it was very difficult as well, but people actually lose their positivity. So this is very important. And what we do is that, and probably your question is that how would we make sure, how do we make sure about this positivity? Is that first is staying positive ourselves. So for example, like when we are talking to someone, although we understand, we acknowledge that there are problems around us, but we should not spend a lot of time discussing just those problems. We need to probably think about how we can solve those problems or how we can come out of those issues. So, for example, it's not what I'm not saying that, okay, we just ignore that, whatever is happening, and let's come on stage and wave the flag and that's it. What we are saying is that we are trying to build a generation which will help this Pakistan. For example, the today's children or youth who come on stage and speak about Pakistan. For example, this year's topic for speech is that how can we come together to make a better Pakistan? So, that kind of topic actually gives the opportunity for these young minds to think about it, what they can do, what they can do now or in future. If they have this thought now and they are probably not in a position that they can probably go to Pakistan or remotely working from here, how they can help Pakistan, maybe they are not in position now, but they will have this thought instilled into their mind from now. And in future, when they are in a position, they will definitely do something for Pakistan. And because this is a continuous effort that we are doing every year, for example, every year, if we are probably trying to build this mindset for 50 kids and only 10 kids keep this thought in their mind for the next few years, then you can imagine that after 10 years, we have many kids or many youth members who are capable and who can actually make something better, or who can do something better for Pakistan.
That's a wonderful thought, Atif bhai, because I was actually listening to an audiobook, Diary of a CEO from Steve Bartlett, and he mentioned regarding something regarding small changes or incremental changes, 1% changes.
Yes,
So what he mentioned was that if an aeroplane during its flight changes its course just by 1 degree during the initial phases, it might not have a significant impact,
yes,
but it is going to have a significant impact in its final destination. Because
correct.
if it moves 1 degree towards its final destination, it's going to be hundreds of miles apart. This effort of yours is a very, I would say, it's a small change considering the changes that are happening and also the number of people that are there. Uh, it's a small change. It might not have an immediate impact,
True.
but definitely 100% for sure, it is going to have an impact in the longer term. And this year's topic is very I would say interesting and very thoughtful as well. That okay, how can we make Pakistan better together? And I know that because my children actually, and you were mentioning that people wait for this event. My children actually, my son in one of the years he participated in the speech competition, and my daughter actually was waiting to be eligible to enter in the speech competition, and this year she's been eligible and she has registered. So that I'm for sure know that children at least wait for
Yes.
you.
And I think that's the win for us. That's
Yeah,
amendment. But
exactly, exactly,
this is
exactly.
what we have earned. So that's
Yeah.
all. Because sometimes people, if you think about from the business perspective, or what are we getting out of it, whether it's the money, it's the fame, or whatever. I believe this is what we get out of it. That if a child, if we have the audience or people who are waiting for this work and they're thinking this is a good work which they are waiting for, that's what we have earned, I think.
Yeah, no, no, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, Atif bhai, how has leading Meri Pehchan Pakistan changed your perspective about Pakistan and its culture?
Very good question. Okay, so when I was in Pakistan, and that was obviously like 15 years ago, something like that. Uh, we have been just a part of the whole community, like earning, going to the job, coming back, studying, going to the university or college and coming back. That's it. Living in a house. That's it. I don't remember that. I do remember, by the way, that we did celebrate Pakistan Day
Hmm.
or Independence Day. We put the Jandiya and all those flags and everything. But the real purpose of meaning of what independence is, or why it is important to have an independent country, we didn't know about that. We were just celebrating it for the sake of celebration. But when we came here and then we started thinking about the identity, because most important thing is, as I mentioned, that Pakistan and telling that you are Pakistani was a challenge for me as well. And still some people have this challenge, and I've seen people that they change their name from Haris to Harry, or so Aussies branded names, so that they are not seen as Pakistani or someone coming from these countries. What I was actually saying that that has built a lot of confidence in a way that if you are not ashamed, like, because for example, what the world knows is not right, but what I know about Pakistan is is a lot of positive stuff, and I am confident about that. I can speak to someone, and if they, I can probably share a lot of good facts and make them convinced that Pakistan is a great country. It is a great country, probably not managed in a great way, but
Hmm.
it is a great country that's something we should be proud of. So that has changed my mindset and why my way of looking at things as
Hmm.
well. Leadership perspective, obviously, we have been managing this for a while. We have and as you can imagine, like I by profession I do a job, I 9 to 5 job. I'm not a business person, but running this like a business is something that I have learned a lot through it. Obviously, like what do you face in the business doing running a business is that obviously managing the financials, managing the resources, managing the work, and a lot of other things as well. So these are obviously the main things that we have been and are managing through this event. And doing that, I've learned a lot, and I believe that we're getting better every day by doing it.
Hmm. No, that's awesome. And one thing that you mentioned, that what you know about Pakistan, you need to you need to tell the world, and you need to tell the people, and you need to tell other communities as well. But yes, there are some news in the media and over there, but there is another side to it as well. And one thing is that focusing, you mentioned in one of the previous questions, focusing on the goods that are there, and being thankful, and being showing gratitude to this identity that we have, or this independence that we had.
Hmm.
Because yeah, there are many who don't have this independence,
Correct. Correct.
and we have this independence, we have an identity, and yes, we should be proud of this identity, and
True.
focus on things that are positive. I mean, yes, negatives are there. I mean, everywhere there are negatives. There is no place in the world which is all glory and all glory. No, there is no place in this world. But we should focus on the positive, and yes, improve and solve the problems that are there. And solve the problems with steps with small steps, with small changes like the ones that you are taking. Those steps, they might not have any significant impact in a shorter term, but long term, yes, definitely they are going to have a substantial impact on painting a positive image of Pakistan, or within the country, uh, putting a positive image or having positive activities being done. Okay, uh, I don't know whether you can share or not. In this year's program, do you have anything new in the pipeline? Are you going to share something, or is it a secret?
Yeah, so there is always something new that we want to work on. And this year also we have actually announced few other opportunities for the youth to get involved. For example, I can share is that we have opened up the opportunities for young kids to come up and participate in a singing competition kind of thing.
Okay.
Secondly, we have opened up opportunities to for the stand-up comedy. And
No?
this is a different genre that we have not touched yet, but
Mm,
we wanted to actually see our youth to come up on the stage, bring up some content, and share with us. So that's we're very eager to see that. And
mm,
thirdly is that we have opened the opportunities for the poetry competition, or if someone would like to be part of that. So yeah, so every year we add up few things, we experiment with the things. Obviously, there are few things which actually gets very good, great results.
mm,
So obviously these things continue. So we always try to change
mm,
few
mm.
and bring up new ideas to the event.
No, no, that's awesome, because I mean, it's good that you've mentioned that we are open to change and you experiment. And yeah, if something works, good. If something does not work, no problem. Because I mean, the higher you have an appetite for failure, the more you learn. Yeah, because
Correct.
if you have not failed, this means you have
Do
not
not take risks.
succeeded.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
If you're not open to take risks, then you can't progress.
Exactly. So, Atif bhai, across these 9 years
Mhm.
for Meri Pehchan Pakistan, what has been the most rewarding aspect of this journey that you have taken?
I think one thing that you mentioned that these kids waiting for the event for the whole year, although there are many events that happen throughout the year and continuously, we only do event once in a year, and people they wait for that. So that is one thing. But the good thing I'll share personal side of the story of this basically that by getting involved into these kind of activities like helping the people community and if I say myself, then probably people will think that it's not right. But having doing the sincere efforts for the other people, Allah Ta'ala will reward for you for that. Whether it's community work, whether it's charity work, whether it's just, I think it's just if you are teaching someone one good fact or lesson, Allah will give you reward. And what we have seen in our home is that you know that my daughters, Alhamdulillah,
Mm,
they are very blessed and they are high achievers. They have received many awards from New South Wales Commons, from all the different higher forums. They have represented Australia in the world. So what I believe is that the environment, the positive mindset that we have tried to establish through this organization and the other organizations and try to help others in setting up that has helped us as well and our kids as well to flourish, to build up that personality and be able to come in front of the world and stay with their identity and keeping their identity and being successful. So Alhamdulillah, we are very blessed with that.
no, no, that's awesome. So, what advice would you give to the individuals if they would like to start something similar in their own communities?
Hmm.
What advice would you give?
I think as I think I mentioned that then this is what I believe is that um, sincere efforts, whatever you want to achieve, just have the clear mind on that and make the sincere efforts on that. And also try to do something different. So try to do something innovative or which others are not doing. And I think this is same for any business as well. Like if you
Mm,
want to
mm,
probably succeed, you need to be different from the others. and then put all the effort. So that's probably my advice for anyone who wants to get involved in anything like that.
Awesome. I have really enjoyed this conversation with you, Atif Bhai. I've learned a lot for Meri Pehchan Pakistan after talking with you during these 30, 40 minutes that we have spent together. I mean, your appetite for experimentation with different programs for children, your vision behind this to uh, for the children of the community to have them the knowledge of Pakistan, for them to know that okay, what different identity or different identities are representing Pakistan at a global level, and your brilliant vision of all the proceeds going for the philanthropic work. I mean, that's a lot of takeaway for me for this conversation that we have had. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you've also enjoyed having the conversation. And I would like to tell the viewers, those who are watching now and those who will watch the replay, that the program is going to be on 11th of August.
11th of August, yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
11th of August, 4 p.m. at Liverpool Catholic Club, Sydney. And one thing, actually, what I really like about it is that it starts on time and finishes on time. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's
Yes,
such a large scale. You start on time, you finish on time. Everything is awesome because I've been to multiple other events as well. They never start on time, and they never then finish on time as well. But 9 years doing this consistently is
Alhamdulillah. This is what I was telling Ahmed bhai, that there are a lot of positive and small things that we do. And if someone or our kids can pick up at least one thing from that, definitely that is going to make the change. And for example, the starting on time, on dot 400, that is when we start. And Alhamdulillah, we have been able to do that. And inshallah, we will continue doing that. So telling the people that it is the importance of the time and discipline that is more important. So this is what we do.
Mm. No, awesome. Time management, resilience, and knowledge. I mean, there are a lot of things that come out of this program, and awesome. I loved it. I hope you had a great time as well.
Thank you so much, Ahmed bhai. And yes, really enjoyed the conversation. And thank you so much for your time and giving me the opportunity to share about this. And I hope that people who have watched this or will be watching uh, will be able to get something good out of it. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.